What up, YouTube? I'm back again. Skate Master Spark, I9 Gabriel 19, Your Excellency Derek Wade. But check it. I want to give a big shout out to Red Hook. You know what I'm saying? We back in effect. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have something for you in a little while. But right now, I want to get back to this mama drama thing. How girls just basically want to, they just didn't know. Guys just didn't know. We was in a era, a time span of illiteracy, not knowing what to do. Okay, we had leaders leaders is the word for EL, LE means EL, which is the, and aiders. They were the aiders of the women. So they did the best they could. I have a lot of complaints about what's going on now when people think they're leading, but basically they're leading people in the wrong direction. Okay, we're talking about baby mama drama. They didn't know. Okay, I got something for you. We're going to play that in a minute. But actually right now I want to talk about, because there's a big thing about this drug situation. Okay, and basically drugs, there's two types of drugs. You got drugs from the pharmaceutical company that makes drugs from the herbs, right? And then you got the herbs that's good for man. And then anything in excess, or if it's too much of, in excess. Yeah. Gotta be funny at times. This is supposed to be a comedian. But too much of anything is not good for you. So basically when you learn to do anything in moderation, and when you learn to refrain from certain things, certain times if you know what a blunt can do and you know it gets you hype, get hype. You got the memory. Memory is energy. You already did it. So you can go ahead and feel, and you know what you want to feel like, so go ahead and feel it. You know? And basically somebody just emailed me right now. She's asked me, what about the Sumerians? Like, I'm really going to answer. I'm not going to answer, basically, once I cut you off the list, you're off the list. I can refrain it, and you can deal with the woman, the woman. I don't have time for that. So, basically, talking about that was a distraction, but it's okay. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying a lot of things, is that we got baby drama, we got drugs. People doing drugs, people making money off of drugs. The biggest drug dealers today is, I think, is Walmart. Walmart do drugs. Pharmacy, Walgreens, CNC, all the drugstores, those are your big drugs. And the other ones is the doctors, the hospitals. The hospitals, yeah. So those are called prescription. Pre, which means before, and written, scribed. They write it out. That's what they want you to think. But they're actually prescribed by the pharmaceutical companies who have contracts and agreements and kickbacks at doctor's office. They actually give the doctors the drugs. The doctors give it to you for free. You're hooked on them, and then bam, you pay money. Do you know that most of our elders are on drugs? And when they get older, they get drugs. Now, people say they saved when they go to this church from the preacher man. I got problems with the preacher. We already mathematically, scientifically explained years ago what was going on. It was something similar to this. 85% of y'all don't know anything. We call y'all the blind, deaf, and the dumb. Then you got 10%. So 85 and 10% is 95, but the 10% is the lying cheaters who will tell you anything to get your money, to use you, to have sex with you, to take your daughter, to prostitute your daughter, and to hurt you. And when I say prostitute your daughter, I don't mean going on the street or in the clubs doing stripping. We're not talking about that. We're talking about getting an application, begging for a job, being in this little square world that's run by other than us. That's what I'm talking about, prostituting your daughter. Okay, then you have the 5%. Now 5% consists of people in various groups. They even got groups that's called 5%. But the whole group of this 5% is basically trying to get your attention, which is the 85%. That the 10% is basically holding you down. When you can get to that, then you can understand. So basically, getting back to the drug thing, at one point in time, there was no pharmaceutical stores in every corner like you see today. People needed medical attention. We couldn't get it. We didn't have no insurance. It wasn't giving us no insurance. We had no structure. The structure that we had wasn't good. You go to the hospital. The word hospital is actually hospitality. It started with what they call leper colonies. And you can go to Leviticus 13 chapter and see that. It started with the leper colonies, right? And basically, these people were sick, contagious disease. We didn't want no part of that. So they actually healed their own self, you know. But when it first started, the high priest, that was his job, to see who had the leprosy, to contain them, to heal them, and administer the law. He had two different jobs, same job, two different responsibilities, to atone and to help the people get along and to intercede for certain things that the people was doing. They split that up and said, okay, now you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a minister. The ministers today and the preachers today, like they say, they had good intentions, but along the line, they got cut off from reality. So what we did, we actually left that foolishness, and you left it too. You left it because that's why you have so many empty seats in the church. But see, this is what happened. When a woman say the son, actually the word son, S-U-N or S-O-N, either one, pick what you want to choose. And the reason why they got the U to sound the same as the O. But when they say the son, she was saying soon. Soon someone would come. And that's why we're going to get into the series of alphabets, just to show you when you teach your children the alphabets, it has to represent something. You can just say A, and then that's it. You have to maintain the language or the language that you give your child, because this is what's gonna motivate him. This is gonna direct his motions, his movement. It's gonna get his intellect. So if you don't have a foundation for this alphabets, then you're not gonna do it. Now, along the line with the 5%, everybody had a foundation. Everybody used the alphabets different, positive, for what we had needed to do. Now we're going to have to change it up a little bit, because now we're into technology. Technology from Tanakh, like Torah, and Tanakh or techno or technology, Tanakh, same thing as technology book, more information that's coming down. So, and this information is, we went from farming, which is called agriculture, to industrial, to now we're going to technology. Then from technology, the same long course, we have what they call biotech, right? Within that, it's still, that's just a part of something. See, it's more things that we need to learn. It's more books, you know. So, but getting back to the drugs, got a minute or two, I'm going to get ready to shout out, but getting back to the drugs, that it was a necessary thing. You see, it's just that we didn't have the business behind it, just like the tobacco. Tobacco's a drug. Chocolate, right? Chocolate is a drug. That's why people are addicted to chocolate. Sugar is a drug. Anything that you take and your body wants more of it is a drug. You know, it's a habit for the body. So all drug dealers is not bad people. You know, the whole thing is time to make a change, and everybody got to see what's real. So everybody got to put the cards on the table and say, when I say everybody, I'm not talking about one specific group. I'm talking about all those people who lied. They need to learn what's going on. Testify of your sins to yourself, to your people, and change your bad habits. And that's why the womb man